I have been trying to make bone broth or stock all day. It's actually stock, not broth. Broth is just a quick little zip up with some meat with a little liquid for a short period of time. Stock is a longer period of time, and it is with bones. Bones, bones, bones. Bones are great. And with chicken feet. I try and always do it with chicken feet now because I was a little bit cheap at the beginning when I first started doing broth, and I didn't get that gel. Then one day I was trying to use up a bag of bones. I plopped a bunch of them in, and it came like jello. You don't need to put collagen in your face because gel from broth creates collagen, which creates good skin. I am almost 50. Don't use anything really on my face other than beeswax and some olive oil, sun, good food, and broth for the last 5 years. Thank you, Healthy Home Economist. I found you through Natural News, little thing on the right there led me to you, which led to a whole learning curve. So broth. So can you just pop out that bag of bones? I just want to give a perspective on how many bones I use. So what you do is you find a commercial butcher. A commercial butcher, what's that mean? That means somebody who actually has bones already ready for restaurants. And usually they'll have like a big bag, restaurant size. I used to think that was ridiculous. I'm like, I'm never going to use that. A big bag, restaurant size, would probably do 4 batches. Now, today, I was lucky enough to get beef and veal bones. So it was twice this amount. So I'd say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 good pieces and 2 chicken feet. Chicken feet. Just like you go for dim sum, chicken feet, chicken feet. There's a reason. Look at Chinese people. Look at them. Do they have wrinkles? No, they do not. Here, pop that back in. So, today it was only beef and veal. And veal is beef, obviously. Normally, I take this bowl and I have to take off the goopiness at the top. But there hasn't been any goopiness. I haven't been able to get to this all day. I've been trying all day long. And, I turned it down and maybe there is some goopiness. It's been going on minimum 1 to 2. This is a burner stove, a real stove. This is a real kitchen. This is a working kitchen. I still haven't got these done. I'm cleaning all day. So I'm going to pop it back up again. Here, I'll pop it to medium, get it going, because I didn't want it to be bubbling. You just literally, as the Healthy Home Economist would say, you just want bloop, bloop, bloop. Now I like it a little bit more than bloop, bloop, bloop because I like it just a slight simmer. A slight simmer means when there's just a few bubbles coming up the top. Bloop, 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 bloop. Instead of bloop, bloop, you want bloop, 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 bloop. And you want to get the scum off. Try and get, this is a commercial spoon. Try and get a nice flat spoon, whatever you have, flat. And you literally go along the top and you pull off the scum. Now, when I have pork bones or a mixture of bones, I fill this with scum twice and then put it down the toilet. It literally is scum. Or if you do your own beans, you also have scum. Scum rises to the what? Rises to the top. So, you know, this, so I have the 2 chicken feet in there. And I don't have any scum. Very interesting. I'm going to have that boil for a bit. It literally has been going all day. So I'm going to bring it up and then I'm going to talk about some other things. So I had some stock left over in the fridge. My husband used it. We just had udon, ramen noodles, Now, I don't know what's up with this, but it said use boiling water and then stick it in the microwave. We sold our microwave like 10 years ago. Thought it was a great thing, was a great thing. Then realized did not need it. If you notice, there's a bit of fat left on here. I use these mason jars and I fill it to just underneath the shoulder, and I put it in the freezer. Mason jars are a little bit more sturdy. Sometimes these ones, these honey ones work well. And sometimes yogurt ones work well. But these really work well because I put them in the freezer, and really one of these, you think that's a lot of stock, we use it in a day or two. Put it in pretty much everything you possibly can. Oop, that's left over. So instead of using boiling water, we boiled up a little bit of stock and put it in the udon noodles to cheat night to night. You know, not everything has to be fancy all the time. These were quite good. Udon. Udon noodle basically means thick noodle. And we found Kung Fu soy sauce. So, as that's coming up to a boil, let's talk about a few things. I always have scraps. Here's some celery, some onion leaves, and some tomato centers. Take that and have a bag with leftovers. You do not have to buy something when you're making stock. You use what you have. This I will put in after I've descummed it and let it boil for a bit. Since it's been boiling for a bit, I probably can do it right away today, but get a stock pot, number one. Number two, I also keep my bones. Different bag. Number three, keep your veggie scraps. I even kept horseradish, the outside of the horseradish. Forgotten about that. I'd stuck it all in the last one, and it had a little bit of a kick. Good kick. 4 mason jars, big mason jars. 5 freezer. We have a small place, still get a freezer. Really, really helps out. And once you start doing stock, you realize it is not a real kitchen if there's no stock. It's not a real restaurant if there's no stock. And I know a very good hotel downtown, and they used bouillon, the little cubes. I thought that's the only way you could get chicken stock before. I did not know. And you have to learn these things. And I always used to feel bad about the chicken carcasses, throwing them in the garbage. And now I understand. Keep the chicken carcass, keep the turkey carcass, pop it in some water, and boil it up. Also, another thing is, if you have a lot of chlorine in your water, if you're municipal water, leave it out the night before if you have the time. If you don't worry about it. It's not such a big thing, but it's a good thing because where I'm at, very chlorine-y. Oh, here we are. So, woo! Okay, I'm just going to put that to minimum. I want to see if there's any scum coming up. Remember, it is boiling water. I'm just going to put some... I always fill my kettle. And then again, that's another way of dechlorinating your water. You always have it at the ready. So, maybe I popped it. It really doesn't have any scum this time. Very, very weird. And it looks different too. But again, normally I wash it, but today it's literally been going all day. So that's what I have to do today. That's how it worked out. Not such a bad thing. So if you're doing it the first time, pop the bones in the water, about 3/4 full. Bring it to a boil, a rolling boil. That means very, very big bubbles. Bring it down to just a plop, 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 plop. Not plop, blah, blah. You want it to simmer. Take off the scum with a flat spoon. You want the flat spoon. And like I said, it normally takes 2 of these bowls. So this is looking pretty good. Okay, so I'm just going to bring it to medium again, since it's been going all day. And let's find how many bags we have in the freezer. 2. I'm going to go with 2. I think I have 1 more in the other freezer. Got 3. So I'm going to go with 2 bags. I have a little bit of everything in here. Celery, onions, carrots, parsley. Don't forget parsley. You want to have parsley if you can. Only the good pieces too. Like if it's bad, chuck it. So these are the ones that are good. Pop it in. You don't have to wash it every time. Just pop it back in the freezer. You get to know which ones are your veggie bags. What did I forget? Very important. What did I forget? Tell me. Salt. I cannot stress the importance of salt. And this is something we have learned over the years, but salt is great thing. My mom was making curry with rice. And she goes, I follow the recipe, something's wrong. And I'm tasting it, and it's a good recipe. Tasty it. And I'm like, did you salt your rice? No. So for 20 years, she's been thinking something's off because she didn't salt her rice. But they didn't tell me to salt my rice 20 years ago. So if you feel something's off, go do your research. Go look at YouTube. Think. And if something's off, it's probably salt. So for this size soup spoon, I usually go 1, and I'm just doing 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, let's add a little bit more water since we got space. Usually I leave a little bit of space so it doesn't boil over, and I have space for the veggies. But, so I will make 2 batches of stock with this. The first one will be the best, obviously, and I usually use it for in my door stock because this is just little ones that we need to take out darker. My second batch is literally I take out, get as much liquid out, and then I take everything and put it back in, fill it with water again. Remember to salt, because a lot of times I forget. Remember to salt the second time around. And then I let that go for another day. Now, it's summertime, it's hot, today's fairly cool. That's why we're doing it today. Okay, bring that to a boil. Bring that to a boil and let it probably go all evening. I don't like leaving it on overnight, it scares me. So turn it off, and by the morning it should be cool enough. Strain it off, pop it in your bottles. My mother decided to put it in Ziplocks when she made stock. Okay, she cooled it, of course. She goes, I've had those Ziplocks of chicken stock in my freezer. I don't know what to do with them. If it's not easily usable, that's why a jar. You don't use it. So the jar's there, you're making something. My husband puts it in tomato sauces, in pasta sauces. Every time pretty much he needs liquid, and our food has just gone from really, really good to really, really amazing. So, broth, great thing. Do it. Try it. And if you have any problems with your intestines, it's just like a soothing layer. And if you feel like it's too much, I remember watching this one show and she goes, I don't have time for that. Yeah, you can buy it. For a container about this size, it's $5, $6, $7 at the store. The bag of bones I just got today was $9 and I used half. So $4.50, your time. You have jars. These jars are everywhere. You have water. You haven't spent any other money other than salt. So basically, I am getting, and I'll show that how much we get in the jars later. Just going over my mind. Have I covered everything? Got so much I want to share. Got so much I want to talk about. Broth, 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 broth. This is after a year and a half of doing research. Literally, I tried everything. Watched every seminar, and I finally just turned it off and realized, what can I do? Number one is broth, and just trying to instill a few of the lessons after a year and a half of intense research. And it was overwhelming. And if it becomes overwhelming, just stop. Unselect, unsubscribe, turn it off, don't look at it, and just go back to the basics. And I would say what your grandma does, but some of them people, your grandma never knew this. This is lost skills, and that's part of the reason why I want to do this YouTube page, is to bring back lost skills. They were there. Let's bring them back. So, thanks for being with me. I never understood this part. You actually don't have to give any ID or anything. Just click it, because it doesn't affect you, because I never did it for years. I feel bad about that. And subscribe, because I'm going to be bringing you some really, really great stuff. And I find I would not subscribe unless it was useful. And I wouldn't ask you to subscribe unless it was useful. But you don't have to. If you don't, close it. Thank you. This is Housewives Anonymous. Not so anonymous anymore. Bye.